Today on the channel, little Transformers action, Studio 86 Hot Rod. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we got one that we don't do very often. We got a little Transformers unboxing. I've talked about it a lot in the last few months, last year I guess, I don't know. Transformers, you guys see my collector's tour? I used to have a much bigger Transformers collection. And then 2 years ago, I started purging a lot of stuff. And now I've thinned it back down to, I guess, build it back up. I guess that's the way it goes in collector's world sometimes. But Transformers and I'll speak real quick. We talk about it a lot in weekly purchases with Transformers news and stuff. Transformers always loses me. Another great 80s genre of action figures and cartoons, of course. Very fond for an 80s kid like me. Love Transformers. But the toy lines have always frustrated me. The size comparisons, we got guys going up and down in size all over the place. Just very frustrating. When I want uniformity, I want it to look G1 inspired. Transformers, they're being smart, I guess. Hasbro, more likely, is being smart. As Optimus Prime will be this tall, then he's this tall, then he's this tall, then he's back up here. It just drives me absolutely insane. But all I want is G1 inspired, height correct, that blends all together and have a cool G1 inspired based off the early cartoon. That's all I want. But am I finally getting that with Studio 86? This is going to be my first dabble into opening some of these. So we'll see. I'm hopeful. I love this. I'm hopeful I'll want to continue. As you guys know, I also got, Blur and Jazz and Grimlock. I got a bunch more bought, Cyclonus, you name it. We'll see. We'll see how deep I go with Transformers. But I'm going to compare this to my old Hot Rod that I use currently. I just had to get this. The FOMO, as one would say, got me. But remember, though, for all your Transformers needs, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. All right, so we're going to do it like we normally do with other unboxings. We're going to take a look at the packaging on this Hot Rod figure, and then we're going to unbox it, talk about it, all that kind of fun stuff. So let's take a look. So my first thoughts when I saw this was, holy cow, that's my movie Hot Rod. That is exactly what I want. Then I saw this on the store shelves, and I did a second thought. I said, is this what I want? I feel like Hot Rod needs to be bigger. And I know some people are probably out there saying, well, he gets bigger when he becomes Rodimus Prime. I totally get that. I want to see this Hot Rod one size bigger, and then Rodimus one size bigger than that. That's the scale I want out of my Transformers. I could be alone in this. I don't know. He just seems a little small for Hot Rod or for what I want size comparison-wise. You guys tell me. I don't know. It's all, I guess, whatever you believe and what you want. So I guess it comes down to personal opinion. But I would have loved to see this one just a little bit bigger. But when I did see it, I said, oh, it looks just like 86 Hot Rod from the movie. Man, I need this. And I just gave in. I bought it, and we're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. But let's look at the cool packaging here. You got Hot Rod down here, lighting the way, as some might say. You got the 86 logo, which seems kind of weird. What is Studio 86? I assume it's 86 because of the Transformers movie. Okay, I don't know. Takara Tomy logo up there. You got the Transformers logo. You got Transformers down the side, of course. Hot Rod. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. There's the traditional colors, the red and yellow. I did not have the original Hot Rod G1 inspired. Probably one of my most wanted Transformers as a kid. I remember it being fairly hard to get. And then I remember seeing it and wanting a G.I. Joe vehicle instead. And you know how that game works when you're a kid. So I never did have the original Hot Rod figure. I've had a lot of different Hot Rods over the years as an adult, I guess we'll call it. And yeah, so here it is. This is a very, very interesting one, that's for sure. So here's the top of the package. Transformers movie logo up top there. Very cool. There's the side. Studio Series 86. And there he is lighting the way on the other side. We all loved Hot Rod. Everybody loved Hot Rod, even though he was kind of at fault for the death of Optimus Prime, if you ask me. There's the bag. All kinds of warnings down here in every language you could want. The Hasbro logo. I guess these come with a cool background you can use. We'll see. Hopefully I don't ruin that in my crazy unboxing. Hopefully I don't rip that up. Then you got two glamour shots. You got vehicle mode. You got Autobot mode. You got a little blurb up top. Let's read and see what that says. Big screen inspired scale detail backdrop. Big screen inspired scale detail backdrop. It's kind of worded weird. Then it gets into the other languages. Transformers the movie, Autobot Hot Rod, The Depths of Unicron. Okay. 29 steps. And that's another thing I hate with Transformers. In my old age, they're so complicated. They just seem more complicated than ever. You guys tell me in the comments. Maybe I'm just getting old and time's passing me by. I don't know. But I remember as a kid, I didn't need instructions. I could figure it out just on a whim. Now I'm sitting here going through the instructions. That's why when I do change this, I am not going to do it on camera. It would be a 7-hour video probably. But we'll get it figured out, I'm sure. Hot Rod lights the darkest hour. Just a lot of weird comments. Just it looks like it's going to be a long blurb, then it's all the languages below. So that's a little strange. Backdrop included, like I said, so we'll see how that looks. Looks like he's got some pretty cool accessories with him, so I don't know. Let's see. Well, I'm going to unbox old Hot Rod. Let's see what he looks like outside the pack. All right, we're out of the box. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself here, but let's show the inside. This is way easier, way cooler than I thought it would be. Look at that little base and background. We talk about that a lot in a lot of figures, be it G.I. Joe, be it wrestling, be it you name it. A lot of people keep these backgrounds. This is actually one you might want to keep because it's a little base. You put them on there, cool background. I might be saving that. I probably will save that. Then you got the original traditional box. See you later. See you later. And then we got the plastic prison shot. Of course, instructions, gonna need these, that's for sure. I guarantee I'll need those. But there's the old plastic prison shot on the Hot Rod. Very cool. It comes with a couple of guns. You got like that buzzsaw, a couple effects even. Got the old matrix of leadership there. Buckled in pretty good. So there he is. There's old Hot Rod. I'm gonna get him out of the package now, and we'll see what he looks like. All right, Hot Rod's out of the package, so let's take a look at him, his accessories, see what we think. It's been a long time since I've opened up a new Transformers figure, and I do like the looks of this, but this is so small. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. It just feels small. It just feels like a child's toy. I don't know if this is really a $30 value figure. I know it's not quite apples to apples with, say, a wrestling figure or Star Wars, where you can reuse a lot of molds, and we do see some reuse from Transformers, but not a lot of reuse out of this Hot Rod, so I understand $10 more price point, but this is just feels small. This feels like $20 tops it should be. Just for scale, I grabbed my brother AJ Styles right here. I just grabbed him right out of the back, but you can see the scale difference here. You're at 6-inch scale. I mean, you're smaller. You're 4.5. 4.5 inches or so, maybe 5 at best with the wings up there. Is that worth $30? I get it transforms. I get it's not quite apples to apples. I just don't know. I just struggle with this size. This just isn't the size I think of and I want in my Transformers. But that being said, putting all those biases behind me and all that kind of stuff, this does look phenomenal in hand, as is. This is Hot Rod. You see it, you know this is Hot Rod. He does have articulation, of course, and the leg articulation is much improved over choppy, blocky Transformers of the past. This is almost like action figure-esque articulation on the legs here for Hot Rod. So you got the knees that bend, the hands, of course, move and bend around, the elbows, the shoulder. He's got the waist articulation, your head moves. So there's a lot of good articulation with this Hot Rod. I cannot complain too much about that at all. For me, though, Hot Rod's got to be in robot mode. I'm not going to have him as the car. It's just not. I like my Transformers as robots outside of Dinobots, who I prefer in their dinosaur transformations. That's just me. We all have different rules. I do note that the hands open and close. They're gripped. They're not just like a peg hole or whatever. You can grip. You can unlock. I think that is really cool. You got the old matrix there. Very, very small, but it's there. Obviously a big proponent, a big issue, a big deal. I don't know what you want to call it in the movie. It was a big deal. He can light our way, as we all know. And you got the effect that goes right on it, too, so you can put it up in his hands. He'll be lighting the way for all the Autobots. Good old Hot Rod. He came a long way, old Hot Rod, that's for sure. Very, very cool, though, yeah. So, I mean, now I got to transform this thing, and that's the scary part, because they get so frustrating. You got 29 steps, and you're just like, oh, jeez. I don't know. For Transformers, hardcore Transformers fans, they probably take a lot of joy in transforming it. They love it. For me, I am a hardcore Transformers fan, not so much the figures anymore. Like I said, I dabble, but it just seems like a chore at this point, having to transform him. Especially I'm going to have to transform him, and then I'm going to have to transform him back to robot mode. But I want to see at least once what he's like as a car, don't I? You got to. So Let me transform him. This will probably be days later. My hair will be longer. My beard will be longer when we come back when he's transformed, because it's going to take me that long. I can feel it in my bones, so hold on tight. All right, we're back, and I have to call a spade a spade. I might have been a little bit too negative in this review, saying, oh, there's 29 changes. This is going to take forever. I'm never going to be able to figure it out. Well, I unfolded this instructions. Look at all this. Just just mind-numbing. I'm like, I don't want to do it. And I said, maybe I could just old school do it like 6-year-old Kyle would do it. Just start jumping in and start transforming. And that's what I did. And guess what? I figured it out. I still got that 6-year-old brain deep down. And it was actually fairly easy. At least I felt it was easy. I did it without the instructions. It can be done, folks. Something tells me the bigger transformers, though, might take a little bit more work. Have to believe that to be true. But I figured this out just through a little moving around, moving and shaking. It was pretty easy. And I was shocked at that. And I'm very pleased to be able to say that. This is fairly easy to transform. Transforming back could be some trouble, but we'll see. I got to be able to figure that out too. But very, very happy to have Hot Rod in his car mode for the first time ever. We'll never see him in this ever again. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, very, very cool. Locks in, very simple. Very similar to the Combiner Wars days, which were a little complicated from time to time. And we're not even talking like days like 20 years ago. This is like 5 years ago. Very similar transformations. I guess that hasn't changed, but boy, they've come a long way with some clean lines on this and making it look good in the transformation. So very, very pleased with that. Very happy that Hot Rod change is very easy, and I gotta eat my words a little bit, and it wasn't as tough as I was making it out to be at all. That being said, this is the last time he'll ever be in car mode. He will be in robot mode. Gotta have my Transformers in robot mode. I think they look the best that way. So there you go. I love, too, that the weapons could be stored up here on the top of his hood and stuff. Want to note that as well. So there it is, Hot Rod from the Studio 86 series, Transformers, Hasbro, of course. I don't know. I kind of like it. I like it. I don't like it. I like it. I'm in the middle. I'm somewhere in the middle. Must have. I don't know. You got to ask yourself. For me, I couldn't resist the G1 inspired, Transformers movie inspired looks to this one. That being said, I am a little upset about the scale. I want him to be a little bit bigger, just a little bit. But that's just how I view things. You may be totally different, and hardcore Transformers nuts out there, I'm sure they've got a different opinion as well. But this is just mine, and that's what I'm thinking. But all in all, I don't mind this Hot Rod. $30, a little high on price, but I bought it. I paid for it. It's all good, I guess. So there it is. Transformers Studio 86 Hot Rod. You guys tell me in the comments. Are you picking up any of these? Are you staring at them from afar and thinking about pulling the trigger? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got more Transformers to come. I got all these 86 ones, and we'll get through them all eventually. I'm in no rush. Hopefully all of them are as easy to transform as this one. So stay tuned. Hit the old notification bell, all that kind of fun stuff, as we got more Transformers to unbox down the road. So for my old buddy Hot Rod, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon. Watching here. Very cool.